Talking softball on Cards TV with head coach Sandy Pearsall. I'm Sean Moth. Good to see you again. And the Cards have fifth-ranked Michigan and Western Kentucky in over the weekend, and beautiful weekend for softball. And we talked about it going in. You know, the thought was 2-2 is going to be maybe expectations. You play poorly, you might go 1-3. You get a win over Michigan, maybe a couple, you go 4-0. I think the team played well enough to be 4-0, but we just couldn't get that one hit or that one break to make a difference. You end up going 2-2, but a lot of positives come out of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Michigan came in here and they just have a great mystique, and they're obviously on a roll, a lot of confidence in their team. I thought our kids did a great job. I mean, our pitching staff, Tori Collins really threw two very, very good games. I just think we have to somehow find a way to win those games. We had runners in scoring position over and over, and an opportunities to score against Michigan, and we struggled to do the things we needed to do. And I think that would have been the difference. If we'd made a couple of those times click, would have changed the whole outlook of those games. And then, you know, I got to take my hat off. Western Kentucky is a very good team this year, probably the best they've been in many, many years. And certainly on Saturday they gave us a run for their money. They were beating us, and we had to come from behind to beat them. Yeah,
we talk about the Saturday games. Louisville were down 1-0 to Michigan. Eventually you take a 4-1 loss, but I mean, you were that one swing away in that game. And then, as you mentioned, you rally for a big win. You get two late runs to defeat Western Kentucky, so you're feeling pretty good about that first day.
Yeah, I mean, we made some mistakes in the Michigan game, but I thought we came back in the Western game. We didn't, go into that game going like, oh, here we are, we're playing another game after that loss. And I was concerned that we would let down. We didn't. We came out, and they came out. It was a battle. It was really a battle going on, and I thought we did a great job defensively, pitching-wise. Carolisa's got us started, and she struggled a little bit, but then Tori came in and helped us finish up that game.
As you look at the weekend overall, obviously 4 games, I'm sure there could be 8 different players that played well in different games, but just overall, who had a good weekend?
Well, Katie Keller had a great weekend, both offensively and defensively, and actually on Sunday I even moved her up into the leadoff spot because she's just really hot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it mattered where they were throwing her, because sometimes I saw her going for a pitch overhead and then out on the out pitch. I mean, she was just hitting everything, and even sometimes she hit some shots that didn't fall.
Sure.
So, I mean, her weekend was fabulous, and defensively, diving, making all the plays she needed to make for us. Chelsea Bemis, again, comes through with some very huge hits for us, playing very solidly. Colby Wary came back around a little bit more for us. Tanner Fowler, who struggled at late hitting the ball, came back around. But I think I'm so pleased with where our pitching came back around this weekend, because we really needed Tori back at 100% throwing like she's capable of throwing. And there's some things to work on, but she's so much better than she was 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
And Carolisa, who has struggled a little bit as of late, a little bit of that freshman, I don't know, putting the ball a little bit too much on the plate. She finally came in and was able to complete a game, which we really needed from her.
And I know by coaches' natures, as I sit next to all of them here at U of L, coaches aren't patient people. And sometimes it's tough to remind yourself that you've got some young kids, and with the loss of Jordy Trimble, you've got a few freshmen in this lineup, and really a lot of them have done a really nice job. I mean, we asked about the weekend. The first person you bring up is a freshman, so you've got to feel good about not necessarily where this team is right now in terms of the way they were playing, but where they might be as you get into that Big East schedule in terms of the build and the momentum.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes to remind yourself of that when the games are going on, but we are relying still on a great deal of youth, and our outfield probably isn't what we would like at this point. I mean, we're actually even starting in right field 2 players who have never been in the outfield until just in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And they've done a great job for us.
Sure.
We're trying to find something that works for us and still continues to give us offense, which is something we have to absolutely have this year, because our game in fast pitches changed drastically, and offense is huge these days.
On a weekend where Louisville is expecting San Diego-like weather, the team's going to San Diego, conveniently enough, but a big tournament down there. I think it's San Diego and San Diego State are hosting the likes of obviously the University of Louisville, along with Ohio State, Wisconsin. So you'll get an opportunity, I think, to play 5 different games over a 3-day span. And as the tail end of spring break, the kids can focus on practice, take a little break from their classes, and then a great opportunity for a couple kids to not only be close to home, but in some cases pretty much at home in Chelsea Bemis, and a good competitive tournament for you.
Yes, it's going to be a great opportunity for obviously Chelsea to go home finally in her 4-year career. And I think the other bright side about it is, we are facing a lot of different teams. And really, San Diego State is a very quality team. They played a very tough schedule. They have 2 very quality pitchers. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us out there, but I think our team is definitely looking forward. The weather will be 60 showers, but, hopefully it's 60 and we'll play all of our games. And, I know the team is looking forward to it, and I'm very excited to play there. We have a lot of recruits coming out to watch us there.
Outstanding. One of the hardest jobs in the world is being a coach. One of the easiest is being a weatherman in San Diego. So I think the team will be great. Have a super trip, safe travel, and best of luck over the weekend.
Thank you so much.
For Sandy Pearsall, I'm Sean Moth. Good to see you again. We'll talk next week. I'll be right here on Cards TV.